When we talk about sexual attraction, most people assume it's all about looks or physical appeal, but female psychology operates on a far deeper level. Understanding the subtle motivations behind why a woman may choose intimacy with someone can help build healthier relationships based on trust, respect, and mutual satisfaction. Let's explore the 4 hidden reasons. 1. Emotional security and trust. One of the most overlooked factors is emotional security. Women are more likely to engage in intimacy with someone who makes them feel safe, both emotionally and psychologically. This doesn't mean dominance or control. It's about demonstrating reliability, empathy, and understanding. When a woman feels that her emotions are respected, she is more open to deeper connection. Creating a foundation of trust can be far more powerful than physical charm alone. 2. Feeling valued and appreciated. Sexual attraction is closely tied to feeling appreciated. Women often respond to gestures that show acknowledgement of their individuality and efforts. Compliments, attentiveness, and recognizing their contributions can create a strong sense of emotional fulfillment. When a woman feels genuinely valued, it releases positive emotions that naturally increase intimacy. Appreciation is not manipulation. It's creating an environment where connection thrives. 3. Connection through vulnerability. Contrary to common belief, confidence doesn't mean never showing vulnerability. Women are often drawn to partners who can balance strength with openness. Sharing genuine thoughts, fears, and experiences fosters a bond that encourages sexual intimacy. Vulnerability signals authenticity and trustworthiness, and this emotional closeness can be a powerful motivator for physical intimacy. 4. Psychological arousal. Beyond the physical, the mind plays a central role in female sexual desire. Intellectual stimulation, shared humor, or even engaging in exciting activities together can create an environment where desire grows. Women may be drawn to partners who challenge them mentally, make them laugh, or create moments of novelty and excitement. These experiences trigger dopamine and emotional arousal, which are often precursors to sexual attraction. When we talk about intimacy and sexual attraction, most people focus solely on physical appearance, charm, or outward confidence. However, one of the most powerful yet often overlooked drivers behind a woman's decision to engage in intimacy is emotional security. Emotional security is the foundation upon which trust, attraction, and connection are built. Without it, even the most superficially appealing qualities may fail to create a deep, lasting bond. Emotional security is not about control or dominance. It is about creating a space where a woman feels understood, respected, and safe to be herself. When a woman senses that her feelings, vulnerabilities, and boundaries will be honored, she becomes more open to exploring physical intimacy, not because of pressure or manipulation, but because genuine trust has been established. Emotional security begins with consistency. Women notice patterns in behavior more than individual gestures. A person who is reliable, who communicates openly, and who follows through on promises demonstrates stability. Stability creates comfort, and comfort allows a woman to let down the walls she naturally builds around her emotions and her body. This does not mean being predictable in a boring sense, but being dependable in a way that shows integrity and respect for her emotional world. Simple actions like keeping your word, showing up when you say you will, and responding thoughtfully to her feelings signal that you are trustworthy, which lays the groundwork for intimacy. Another critical element of emotional security is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and resonate with another person's feelings without judgment. Women often assess whether someone is capable of empathy long before they consider physical intimacy. When a man actively listens, acknowledges her emotions, and validates her experiences, it communicates that her inner world matters. This acknowledgement is profoundly attractive because it signals that the connection is not superficial. Emotional security thrives when a woman believes that expressing her thoughts and feelings will not result in ridicule, criticism, or dismissal. The presence of empathy transforms the dynamic from transactional to deeply relational, creating a safe environment for closeness to grow naturally. Respect is inseparable from emotional security. Women are particularly sensitive to subtle cues of disrespect or disregard, which can immediately undermine trust. Respect in this context is not just politeness, it encompasses honoring boundaries, listening attentively, and refraining from behaviors that objectify or manipulate. When a woman feels genuinely respected, she experiences a sense of safety that allows her to be vulnerable both emotionally and physically. Respectful behavior signals that the relationship values her as a whole person, not just as a source of physical satisfaction. In this environment, the decision to engage in intimacy is a natural extension of feeling seen, valued, and secure. Communication also plays a pivotal role in fostering emotional security. Women are adept at sensing authenticity and sincerity, often through subtle cues in conversation and behavior. Clear, honest, and transparent communication reassures her that she is interacting with someone whose intentions are genuine. This honesty applies not only to feelings and intentions, but also to boundaries and expectations. When a man communicates openly about his own vulnerabilities and desires while respecting hers, it creates a reciprocal dynamic that strengthens trust. Emotional security grows when both parties feel heard, understood, and safe to express themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. Emotional security is further enhanced by patience. Women often need time to feel fully comfortable and to trust that a partner will not exploit their vulnerabilities. Rushing intimacy or expecting immediate closeness can undermine the very foundation of trust. Demonstrating patience shows that the relationship is not about fleeting gratification, but about cultivating a meaningful connection. By allowing the relationship to develop naturally, a man signals that he values long-term trust over short-term conquest, which is a highly attractive quality. Finally, emotional security involves emotional availability. This means being present and attentive, not just physically, but psychologically and emotionally. A man who can recognize his own emotions and manage them effectively is better equipped to respond to a woman's needs in a sensitive and supportive manner. Emotional availability reassures a woman that her feelings will be met with understanding rather than indifference or unpredictability. This level of responsiveness strengthens the emotional bond and creates an environment where intimacy can flourish. In conclusion, emotional security is one of the most fundamental reasons women may choose to engage in sexual intimacy. It is not about superficial traits, manipulation, or coercion. It is about cultivating trust, empathy, respect, patience, and emotional availability. When a woman feels secure in a relationship, her natural desire to connect physically emerges as a reflection of her emotional comfort. Understanding and prioritizing emotional security allows men to build deeper, more meaningful relationships where intimacy is an expression of genuine connection rather than a transaction. By focusing on emotional security, a man not only enhances attraction but also fosters lasting bonds rooted in trust and mutual respect, which are essential for any fulfilling and healthy relationship. Feeling valued and appreciated is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, motivators behind female sexual attraction. While physical appearance and charm may catch initial attention, women are far more likely to engage in intimacy when they feel genuinely recognized, acknowledged, and respected for who they are. Appreciation goes beyond simple compliments or superficial gestures. It is about creating a consistent sense that her thoughts, feelings, and presence matter in a meaningful way. When a woman senses that she is truly valued, it strengthens emotional connection, increases trust, and naturally fosters closeness, creating an environment where intimacy can develop organically. Women are highly perceptive to emotional cues, and feeling valued is a core psychological need. This is not about constant praise or flattery. Rather, it is about demonstrating that you notice and care about her unique qualities and efforts. When a woman observes that her contributions, whether in the relationship, at work, or in everyday life, are acknowledged, it sends a powerful signal of worth. This acknowledgement can be verbal, like expressing gratitude for something she did, or nonverbal, such as attentive listening, remembering small details, or recognizing her effort in meaningful ways. The simple act of showing awareness and appreciation communicates that she matters on a deeper level, which can naturally lead to emotional and physical closeness. Appreciation also cultivates emotional safety. When a woman feels valued, she experiences a sense of validation that allows her to let down her defenses. Many women carry past experiences of being overlooked, dismissed, or undervalued, which can create hesitation in forming intimate connections. By consistently demonstrating genuine recognition and appreciation, a man can counteract these fears, creating a safe emotional space where a woman feels secure. In this environment, sexual intimacy becomes less about obligation or superficial attraction and more about a natural expression of trust, comfort, and emotional connection. Another aspect of feeling valued is the experience of being prioritized. Women are acutely aware when someone invests time, energy, and attention into their lives. Prioritization communicates that she is not just another person in your world, but someone whose presence and happiness are genuinely important to you. This can be as simple as making time to listen when she needs to talk, remembering important dates, or taking interest in her passions and hobbies. When a woman notices consistent effort, it reinforces the perception that she is valued, which strengthens emotional bonds and naturally increases desire. Appreciation is therefore deeply intertwined with showing respect and commitment to her well-being. Emotional resonance is another layer of appreciation. Women are often drawn to partners who can recognize and validate their inner experiences. When a man demonstrates understanding of her emotions, thoughts, and perspectives, it communicates that her inner world is seen and respected. This recognition fosters intimacy because women naturally respond to environments where they feel understood rather than judged. Feeling valued for who she truly is, beyond surface, level appearance, or behavior, creates a connection that goes beyond casual attraction. It establishes a psychological bond that allows both emotional and physical closeness to flourish organically. It is also important to note that appreciation creates positive reinforcement. Human psychology is wired to respond to recognition, and women are no exception. When a woman feels consistently appreciated, it reinforces behaviors and interactions that strengthen the relationship. She is more likely to feel emotionally connected, open, and engaged, which in turn increases desire for intimacy. Appreciation acts as a subtle but powerful motivator, not through coercion, but through the natural psychological effect of being acknowledged and valued. Small, consistent gestures of recognition often matter more than grand, occasional displays. Daily attentiveness, thoughtful words, and consistent acknowledgement communicate ongoing appreciation in ways that feel authentic and meaningful. Women are often attuned to authenticity, and they can sense when gestures are genuine versus performative. True appreciation resonates deeply because it aligns with her need for emotional security and connection. This is why consistent acknowledgement, both verbal and nonverbal, is essential in cultivating an environment where intimacy is welcomed and desired. Finally, feeling valued and appreciated is intrinsically linked to self-esteem and confidence. When a woman feels respected and recognized, it reinforces her sense of self-worth. High self-esteem creates openness and comfort in expressing desire and exploring intimacy. A relationship where she feels genuinely valued allows her to relax and engage fully both emotionally and physically because she trusts that her needs and feelings are being considered and honored. Appreciation, therefore, is not just a nice gesture. It is a foundational element that strengthens emotional bonds and naturally fosters sexual attraction.